Philip Andrew is coming. Yeah, Philip.
Lunar Wolf.
He's in the bathroom.
As has been established, the sixth ranger is always the last one to the party. So if anyone has any questions for our guests, please line right up here, speak into the mic. Keep it nice and fun.
Okay. Hi, I'm Patrick Ruth from Nashville, and in the end of the Power Rangers cliffhanger, as the animarium plummets, what were you guys told? What was like the stage direction for you guys? How did you make it so realistic? Because everything was going chaotic.
I think that was just like a camera technique, and they were just like, yo, you're plummeting to the ground, so you got to act like you're falling to the ground. You know what I mean? They just like shook the camera.
Yeah.
The rain was real.
Okay.
Yeah, the rain was real.
And very wet.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you guys survived. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, thanks for coming.
My man.
Morning.
Now, I'm going to ask the Rangers this question. Now, I know that the next year was Ninja Storm, okay? And they didn't do a team-up episode because it moved to New Zealand. My question is was it supposed to happen, or, in your opinion, why didn't it happen? Yeah.
That's a loaded question.
Maybe you can give me fans an answer.
I'll give you my answer is absolutely. I think it was supposed to happen, and for myself, I'm very pissed that it did not. I wanted to go to New Zealand and work. Yeah, that's my answer, though.
I
can speak a little.
I would like to hear it from you then.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't it happen, or was it supposed to happen, or?
Right. So
I'll hear your opinion. I'll hear your reason.
Okay. We got into the rhythm where every season we'd have a team up episode.
Time Force, Wild Force, some Lightspeed, Time Force, some Galaxy Lightspeed, and.
Right. And so the intention was always bring Wild Force back. There were a few threads that were kind of set up to continue on, one of which was Jindrax and Toxica are still alive out there.
Yeah, they did walk away.
Yeah, and then Merrick and Zenaku are kind of off. And it's a little mysterious. How did Zenaku come back? The idea was you'd kind of have like three teams of Wild Force. You'd have Zenaku and Merrick. You'd have the 5 Wild Force Rangers and Princess Shayla, and Jindrax and Toxica would kind of be comic relief, sort of helping the Rangers, teaming up with the next season. Production-wise, when the show
moved to New Zealand,
moved from LA to New Zealand, there was a lot of toss-up, and the continuity of just continuing and bringing back previous Rangers, that unfortunately was just disrupted. But we definitely would have loved to bring everyone back.
And
I too was gone.
And just a quick thing about it, like I actually went like on a website, and there was this article that said Power Ranger team up episodes that did not happen. There's been a couple of them. Like, do you know any of the other seasons after Wild Force? Do you know SPD, for example? Have you heard of that season? Just example.
Sure.
Well, let me give you an example. They never got a team up episode, and and I just want to tell you that there was a reason for all the T-Bump episodes, like why they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you they gave an honest opinion. They've got it from the producers, the directors, and I can give them a bad reason why. It really did say that they didn't want to pay him. It said that the Disney people didn't want to pay these guys to go over there. That's what I read. And how do you feel about that? They didn't want to pay you. They didn't want to pay for your tickets.
I'm still pissed.
All right. Hey, one more thing, sir. Sarah, I like the fact you shared that. I've always wondered why.
Well, it's almost like a tease because they had everything. They had the contract written up. They emailed all of us. They had everything going. We were all down. And then I guess some other people started complaining here and there, and then they just all of a sudden, bam, just dropped it. So it was like a big tease. Like, oh, my God, we're going to New Zealand. We missed out by 1 year.
Yeah.
And then here we are. We're set. We're ready to go. experience something we've never done before, and then bam, they just drop it off.
All right.
So, yes.
Sir, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Great question.
All right, so let's see if we anybody have some of their favorite fun stories from behind the scenes of the show. I'm sure there were plenty of shenanigans with Danny and Max. I want to know what Princess Shayla might have been getting up to when the Rangers were off the Animarium. Let's hear some fun stories.
What were you doing, Princess Shayla?
I was napping.
Is that what they're calling it now?
I think there's like a Polaroid picture of me naked with just a sock on, just floating around. I remember.
That I own.
You took the picture, right? Yeah.
And I told about. I was looking through old Power Ranger snapshots the other day because it was back in the day where you printed, all your pictures out. And I think my daughter was in the room at the time playing, and I'm looking through Power, and I go, "Whoa, hallelujah!" I find it. So yes, that is somewhere.
You can't see anything, though. Trust me. You can't see anything.
He just had opened his dressing room and was being funny, and we took a picture.
And I had nothing but a sock on. Yeah. That's a funny moment.
Yes, we think so.
That's the first I've heard of it. Oh, God.
I don't know about a funny moment, but I think Jessica wins the award. She had the most awesome dressing room. Yes.
For real. Everyone hung out in her room.
Yeah, we all went to Jessica's
we would
room.
watch dailies.
She had the IKEA bed where she had like the bunk bed on the top, so if you wanted to sleep up there, and then there was like a little thing under where you can put a desk under it.
Anne Marie's room was right next to mine, and I would like be on the top and just like pop the thing open and be like, "Anne Marie, are you down there? Come over."
And I would be napping.
Yeah. I liked when Danny and Max went to travel the world, and you guys went to like Russia or something, and then Jack was messing around with his costume and started doing this like funny kicking dance, and his pants split.
Right? Right.
Remember that, Jack?
So much for Russian dancing.
Oh, God, where do I start? What was it? I remember when y'all got in trouble. We were downtown L.A. shooting.
Oh, stop. With the Chinese food?
Yeah. Hey, we're going to go get Chinese food. And then what was it? Rex was like, nope, they're saying stay here. And y'all were like, no, we'll be back. And I'm like, guys, I think we should stick around. No, it'll be fine. We'll go. We're going. I think we should stick. No, we're going. We go. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. What do you mean they're gone? I mean, like, they're gone, dude.
You needed that calamari.
Where did they go? I don't know. They went to get something to eat. They're gone.
That was a low moment.
So
Actually,
it went from they're gone to they're gone to they're gone. All these radios, they're gone. When are they coming back? I don't know. What are you asking me for? I'm here. And then when y'all got back, y'all got a handful, I believe. Y'all remember that? It was that downtown LA shoot.
I think I remember buying like the stunt guys like these like pastries to kind of like make amends, like kind of just be like, yo, we're cool, and then I think we were just at a point where we were just really comfortable.
I would imagine.
Because we waited around a lot, so it was a lot of waiting. So then when you're waiting, you get bored
and hungry.
You want to do stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, not to say it was okay, but
no, it was wrong.
No, I thought it was hilarious.
23 guys. We were only like 20. We were
I
so
was
young.
shamed for it. When we got back, Coach was like, I expected it from the others, but not you.
Yeah.
And he walked away from
But no,
me.
it was just funny. It was like, they're gone. What do you mean they're gone? I'm like,
I cried.
they're gone. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you?
I wouldn't say that was like a funny moment.
No.
It was for me. Because I was the one who said, don't go.
Some of us, when we wrapped the season, went to Jamaica. That was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Drew got his hair braided. Drew got his hair braided.
Yeah.
Braided. And we kind of got in a different kind of trouble, but I'm not going to share that one.
Not me.
Okay. So I wanted to know if you could make anything that didn't happen on your show official and, like, you know, canon, I guess. What would that be?
A reunion.
Your costume is awesome, by the way. You look awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. More dialogue.
More dialogue.
Well, I think, his question gets at, are there things like maybe relationships that didn't happen for characters? Would a character have liked to do something after the show that we didn't have time to explain in the show, but we would like to say, yeah, that's canon. Like,
Mine dies.
Yours dies in the
In
Japanese.
Japanese, I wasn't with the princess.
I don't want that to be official. No.
Max does not die in the Japanese version. He gets better.
I wish there were shots of me like being like a professional bowler. I feel like that was like my fallback. You know what I mean? Which is not a bad job. You know, if you think about it. You know?
I would have fought the other Power Rangers instead of just Max
Did we
and
have a shoot
Danny.
and nobody could hit a strike?
Sparring.
We were trying to shoot and nobody could hit a strike. And
Or I
everybody
could
wanted
have,
that one
like,
strike.
sparred with the
It's just like with
princess.
me and the table. I was just
Well, I think
off
it's
that
kind of
day.
funny that Taylor went AWOL from the military for like a year, and they just forgave her. No court martial. It's like, sure. But that is canon. That is depicted in the show. How did she escape the court martial? I don't know.
Because she was a blonde.
Thank you. Okay, your outfit.
Thank you so much.
I told you yesterday.
Hi, hello. Oh my God! Wait, can
That's
I show
awesome.
you?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My question is, what was each of your guys' least favorite Zord and why?
The Rads Zord. Because that's just weird.
I liked my Bear Zords, but the kids who played them were really creepy.
Creepy, yeah.
And I didn't understand why they made, and they were nice kids, but I just couldn't figure out, sorry, but they were like really, like I'm like, but they're bears. They're supposed to be like cuddly and smiley, I mean, tough, right? But, so.
I would say mine would be the giraffe. Just because when you think of threatening animals, think of a giraffe.
Sure. But they're massive,
like
those.
Causing harm on you, you want to pet a giraffe. You want to ride a giraffe. You don't want to fight with a giraffe. Like, yeah. But then it turns into a spear, and I was like, oh, okay.
Sure.
What was the coolest sword?
Yep. The coolest.
The gorilla.
The shark Zord, because he could fly, which I thought was weird. I'm like, wow.
I also thought that was weird.
This dude could fly, and like he could breathe air. That's so crazy.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
My question is, how did it feel for each of you to tackle some of the more mature themes in Wild Force, like, loss, revenge? I know Power Rangers started sort of as a basic good and evil show, but as it progressed from Time Force onward especially, it was more mature and it got more convoluted as the seasons went on. How did it feel for each of you personally, instead of the character, to tackle some of those themes?
Great question.
That's a great question.
One thing I loved about Wild Horse and the writing is there was a lot of real life in it. And I usually get very emotional, so I try not to. But it at least touched upon what we go through in life, and the good times, and the relationships, and also the loneliness. And so I think for a quote kids show that adults also enjoy, they touched upon that to a really nice degree. It wasn't too much for younger ones, but enough to say this is real and we feel it too.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
For myself, man, sorry, Jess. it was just awesome, to be honest with you, man, because for me it was my first big job, you know, as an actor. So it's always fun to play the fun scenes and do all of those things, but like what you're saying, at least for myself, it was an amazing moment of clarity to teach you, you know, to hit those sort of moments as an actor, but then also super cool to be able to do them, and then later on, including now, all these years later, to be able to hear people say, hey man, I was going through something serious, and that moment or this moment that you did at that time helped me out. So those stories, are, at least for myself, are nice, but as an actor, it was just challenging and super awesome, man. Really fun.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, I know at some point during like behind the scenes stuff, like Wild Force was kind of supposed to be the end of the show, like Disney wasn't sure they were going to do more of it. Were you ever told that this might be like the end of it? And was that kind of, were there any like, did you kind of feel like, oh, we're supposed to end the whole thing? Like, was there any kind of like pressure you felt from that?
Well, I think we felt like, oh man, we're gonna do a team up, so we'll be good. You know what I mean? Like, we'll be all right. We'll have a, you know, we're gonna be okay. And then like that didn't happen. So it was kind of like disappointing. You know, that's when the kind of the reality set in. I think.
I think Anne Marie and I just cried for 2 months before we wrapped up the season. Every time we looked at each other, we just knew we would have to say goodbye at some point, and so then we just stopped looking at each other.
I think, what wasn't it towards the end when we shot at the Roosevelt Hotel? We did that night shoot with the rain and everything. That was really cool because they tore the hotel down, famous for the RFK assassination. But they tore that hotel down a couple of years after that, didn't they? But that was towards the end, and we knew it was coming up. But that was, for me, that was that moment of, we did it. You know, we this whole year we've done it. Here we are, and here we are at this historical building, and we're doing this right now. And you're just sitting back. You're wet. You're tired. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. Fake rain coming down and everything, and you just sit back and you're shivering, but you just sit there and look. You look at each other, and you're like, "We did it. We did it."
Cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Love your outfit, by the way, brother.
Awesome.
Ricardo would really appreciate that, man.
I was just wondering if you guys ever just looked at something in the script and went, what the heck, like, you know, my best friend's a giant robot god, or I push my bodyguard / friend of 1,000 years off a cliff, that sort of thing.
Or you punch your fellow ranger.
Yeah. So, just like your reaction to some of that, or...
My reaction was, now that he's here, I can say, God, why don't they let me talk a little more in this episode? I always felt so underused.
Yeah.
You were underused. Any other script issues?
I mean, while we're at it, no. How
We're gonna put
could
the blame all
anyone,
on
how could I complain? Princess Shayla's character was written beautifully. I mean, I got to play a princess. Every girl's and lots of guys' dreams, right? To be able to play a princess. But I did ask Kyoshi once, the director, I was like, I think the princess should fight. I think she should get out there and rumble a little bit too with the Rangers. So we did have the one awesome fight scene. So that goal of mine was fulfilled, and I was very thankful that at least the princess got to get a little dirty.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hi. Well, first off, it's great to see you guys, and I met a few of you yesterday, so it's great to see you again. What do you think your characters are doing today?
Bowler.
Mine is still teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Princess and I are married. I own my own pool hall.
Oh.
Air Force.
And I'm in the back room napping.
I'm probably the proud owner of 1-800-GO-FLOWERS.
All right. That's good.
Can I buy some stock?
Teaching in the Air Force, probably. Teaching and flying.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Good question. That was fun.
Hi. I just wanted to ask if you guys could make any animal a Zord, which one would you make, like a Zord?
Honey badger. Because honey badger don't give up. You guys know that video? No? Okay. Yeah. That's the one I'd make. I think he'd be pretty badass.
I like dolphins.
Porcupine.
That would be mine.
That's
Probably
why
have
he's
to
the
go
writer.
Basset Hound after my favorite cartoon character, Droopy.
Yeah. All right. And I have one more question. At the end or whenever, can you guys do your morph?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll try.
We're out of
Hi.
practice.
We don't have flip-flops.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm one of the people from Soaring Eagle. And my question's for Allison, actually. What was your favorite scene to scene? I don't have a big vocabulary.
Yes, you do. I think we all go to our own personal, episodes because we had more time and more. They were a little bit more juicy as far as acting. Getting to fly in the was it an F-16 or an F-15?
That was real?
And well, they had a mock-up of one, and then actually I did get to walk up a real one and sit in it, and they close it over, and just see the scenes with my eagle, and we're talking to each other. I just those were really precious to me.
1,500 on the dot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, being a woman and being, blonde and looking like I do, you don't really get cast as like a really cool, tough, intelligent character all the time. So I felt really blessed to get to play.
Thank
Air
you.
Force pilot. Thank you for your question, honey.
Hey, I just want to say first for my question that you guys are just amazing, and you guys really did make my childhood growing up. I remember always waking up, watching you guys, watching reruns. I still sometimes do, being 18, but screw it. I've always loved these characters and everything you guys did. And because I love animals as well, makes it even better for me. And my question to you guys was that, do you guys have any cherished memories making the show or anything like that, or do you guys keep any props because it reminds you of anything? Because I know if I recall, some of you guys kept the jackets, anything you guys were given to, or anything like that?
We would have liked to have kept more stuff. I think Jessica kept everything. So that kind of sucked. I would have liked to have kept more stuff. And then as far as your other question, man, I think for myself was just when we got to work with the kids that Make-A-Wish. That's a pretty amazing experience, man, as far as being able to, make some certain kids' last wish, or just a certain wish come true to meet us and all that. That was very, very cool, man.
Our first Make-A-Wish kid, his name was Joseph, and I told his mom after the show that I would go and visit them in New York after we wrapped. And so I went and visited, and I still keep in touch with them. And Joseph is doing well.
That's awesome.
He had leukemia. He was our first Make-A-Wish kid. And
Yeah.
I know, yeah. So that was really, really amazing. But I think I have everything. When people come into your dressing room on the last day and say, take it, just take it. Okay. I have my spandex, and I'll be wearing it tomorrow for a photo op.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm back. I got in here late. I didn't realize you were the writer. I thought maybe you were just like Kite growing up or something. I wasn't sure.
I'm the deleted ranger.
Sorry, I know, but I do have one question for you specifically. Why won't you let Zanaku die?
Oh, he
Yeah,
just looked
why?
too cool to let die. I love that costume so much. I love Lex Lang's voice acting for him. He stole so many scenes, and the reason we brought him back is there's just something really cool about Merrick. I mean, he either needed to end up with Princess Shayla, or the way I see it, with Zanaku. If he's just alone, that's kind of sad. But there's something really cool about this cursed ancient warrior overcame the curse, and like the curse is still with him. But going forward, is it going to be a positive thing? Which is, what we were intending, because he refers to him as old friend. And I think to me it kind of represented, we all have our own inner demons and stuff we're going to carry in life, and they haunt us, but what we want to try to do, I think, is find a way to make that a positive force in our lives. And so bringing Zenaku back to follow Merrick, I think, I love that.
So in a way, we all have our own one-horned dog demon following us around.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? Actually, we'll ask this question to Andrew and what's your name? How do you pronounce it? Princess Shayla. Now, you said something about if they got married, okay? Yeah. Now, let's say, for example, if they got married, they had a kid that became a future Power Ranger, would you rather have a son or a daughter? Would you rather have a boy or a girl?
Excuse my language, but if either one of them could kick ass, then I don't care.
You know what? I'll let the writer decide that. What do you think would be better for them? Future Power Rangers, their kid, son or daughter.
I say twins, like Luke and Leia, one boy, one girl.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool right there. All right. Next.
Start writing.
I'll add a little to that, just because I have a 12-year-old daughter who's a travel softball player, and so she's got some moves. So if she ever sparks any interest in the industry, then I'll bring her out and have a little try at it. But so
All
I'm
right.
kind of partial to girls since I have.
Okay. So I think twins are better, one of each.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hi, guys. First off, I really enjoy Wild Forest so much. I am curious to know how responsible or how much you guys were responsible for the stunt double work. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was it, 2 weeks of hiatus when we did it?
Oh, wait.
We had 2 stints of it.
Yeah, so
not
just
much
doing
of
the
it.
stunt.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
They had 2 weeks. I was in Mexico, I think.
Jack didn't have to do any of it.
I always used to stunt double.
Always. Nice.
No,
Except when I fought him. That was him.
I will tell you, I don't know how much y'all did before I got on set, but I do remember that first time we were out there in the parking lot. And then came stretching time, and they went wham, and here we are like, like that, and then they started doing the exact same thing like it was nothing. And they were just sitting there just yelling like, oh my God.
They're gymnasts, and then we're just actors, and they're bending our legs like we're Gumby. My leg doesn't go up there.
Right.
It's going to have to. You have to do a roundhouse kick. I'm like,
And the next couple of days were not so good, after that.
I can imagine.
But it did stretch us out a little bit, so yeah, it was good.
Thank you, guys.
have fun.
Long Road. How you guys doing today?
So, man.
First, I want to say that when the show aired, my son was 5, and the whole Danny and Max never give up thing resonated with him. I was a single father, and it worked for him. So thank you for that. Seriously. I was debating my question, and now that I know that this guy's the writer here, it's probably best for you. Why would Danny run off with Max when he could have just went home to Kendall? Am I wrong? I was left with the impression that Kendall said, when you're done, we'll hook up. But then you went around the world with this guy. What was that about?
I was a bachelor at heart. It wasn't for the rest of our lives. We went around the world. It was like a month trip. You know what I mean?
You went around the world in a month.
Traveling.
Wow.
Yeah, our Zords could fly, bro. We didn't have to get in the airplane.
The original plan in the outline was Max, Danny, and Kendall on their trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Utah. No offense for people out there.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And they were
So-
never heard from again.
Wow. Okay, I'm not going to hog the mic. There are other people. Thank you.
You guys mentioned Make-A-Wish. When I was 10, I was granted a Make-A-Wish to meet the Power Rangers. Wow. And I was sent to Disney and got to meet people dressed up as Power Rangers. I actually got to meet someone dressed up as you.
Nice. Awesome. Wow.
And I do have one question. It is for you. Can you actually play the flute?
What's that?
Can you actually play the flute?
No, but Anne-Marie can sing
Oh,
for you.
God, no. No, but I will tell you a funny story. Who was the DP on second unit? Does anybody remember? Anyway, so the guy with the camera used to make fun of me right before action. I got this, and he would sit there and just like Tommy make fun of me. Oh, play the flute or whatever. Action. And I'm like, shut up, action. Like that. And so I had to go and keep a straight face while he was just right before the shoot. He would just sit there and make fun of me, in a fun way. But it was funny. But actually, no, I cannot. I always wondered, why couldn't I play the sax? Why the f- I'll show you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The flute is like the flute's like a very Japanese instrument. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then that makes sense.
In the Japanese source material, I guess. Wait, was Merrick ever playing the flute, or was Zenaku playing the flute? Right.
Both.
Both did.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, then maybe if he was from New Orleans, we could have done the sax.
I really liked it because it reminded me of the Dragon Sword flute. Tommy had way back in Mighty Morphin, which always was a cool little sound, and that sounded like a trumpet, I think, right?
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here and well. Yeah.
Hi again. Hi again. A little bit more of a serious question. So you guys play characters who are kind of growing up and being like real adults. And, you guys are humans, so you now physically are, growing, going through life. When I watched the show, I was 5 and, living with my single mother and, raising me. And so, again, people said, you guys gave me a lot of, social strength. And now I'm 20 and going to college. So, what do you guys have in terms of, advice for people who are, going into that early stage of adulthood?
Follow your dreams. Life goes by very quickly. It's crazy that we're the age we are now when we were doing the Power Rangers, almost 16 years ago. Whenever in my life I veered from it to do what other people told me to do, or, I have a lot of regrets doing that. So follow your bliss, and that sounds airy-fairy, but really do. And be kind to everyone, because the world is a prettier place if you are. So, yeah. Follow your dreams, babe.
Thank you.
Hi, back again. This is actually kind of a request. This is for Anne-Marie. Could you please sing a portion of the EnnyMura song?
Put her on the spot. I can sing it to you.
Okay.
I might have to stand up only because.
Give her a mic. Yeah, give her a mic. Got the mic right there.
Oh, why don't we just give her this one instead?
Yeah, can you just do
Hey.
Yeah, I'll come down.
Hey.
Oh, there it is. You got it. Okay. Just a small portion because the higher notes I might not be able to do that. And what was your name again? We met yesterday.
David.
David. I will.
Each day when the sun rises, I hurry from my sleep. I can't wait to greet you with my song. You are every kind of flower, every animal I meet. Nature full of grace and magic. majesty.
Bravo!
Thanks, Anne-Marie. So I absolutely love Wild Forest. It's one of my favorite seasons. I met some of you guys at 2016 Morphicon for the first time, and I had just seen it, and I flailed all over the place. It was amazing. And I will flail all over you guys some more after the panel, but recording all of this for podcasts, so going to have to be concise with the question. We know that Cole was traipsing off and doing the Forever Red events. What were the rest of the Rangers doing while he was on the moon?
Bowling.
Fighting orcs still, probably.
I didn't quite catch it.
What were we doing while he was fighting with all the rest?
Oh, during Forever Red?
Napping?
I was visiting my parents.
My name's Evan. I met a couple of you guys yesterday with Miguel. First off, out of the 100-plus characters, Merrick, you are my absolute favorite Ranger, hands down. So I was very happy to get to see Wild Force today. My question is, some seasons age better than others, and I feel like your season really, as the years have gone by, people have really started to appreciate Wild Force, and it's become a really, really good season that people really gravitate towards. And I want to know, both from a writer standpoint, from an acting standpoint, what do you think made your season a long-lasting impact for people?
There's a lot of heart in it.
I think the, dealing with animals, relationship to Earth, people, I think that's kind of what we're going through right now. So it's a little bit, just because of climate change and things like that. So it's making people aware. I don't think they were trying to make people aware, but it's resonating now, if that makes any sense, because of what we're going through right now. Yeah.
I think the concept of animals and nature, that's very universal. All human beings, we're all connected to the planet. We're, animals. I like the approach because it takes animals as being our partners. You have human rangers working with animals in equal partnership because the earth doesn't just belong to humans, it belongs to all life.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so some of you guys, I told you guys this yesterday. I grew up watching your show. This is the first series I ever watched. I've watched it probably over 30 times. But you guys helped me through like a really hard point in my life, learning disabilities at all. So I'm going to college now for psychology, and I'm going to help kids with learning disabilities. So I'd just like to say thank you for that. But if you guys could choose any direction that like a character went in and choose like a different path for them to go, like Merrick, if he went to a different path, what would it be and why? So like if you could choose like any character.
All right, so choose what?
Choose like a different path a character could go through.
Okay.
Right.
Well, what other profession would Merrick do?
Yeah.
With his alter ego following him everywhere he goes. Rock star.
If you don't mind, I love music, especially with the
flute.
flute. I am still waiting for them to wake up the princess.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been sleeping a long time, and I hear actually from people from time to time that there's a moment that she could have been awakened, and she hasn't yet. So I'll make sure that they have her address and phone number. So that's the path I would like to see, that the princess at least reappears, and to check on all her rangers in their life now, I think would be
He could
a
kiss
really
you and wake
cool
you up.
episode, right?
Yeah. Couldn't he kiss you and wake you up like Sleeping Beauty?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's up to the writer, yes, but if that's allowed on Power Rangers, can you kiss on Power Rangers?
On the cheek?
On the cheek, yes. Yes.
I would have pursued a dance career and gone on tour with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that dance scene?
Yeah. That's all we remember that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I think I'll try to partner up with Danny. 1-800-Flowers sounds legit. Sounds like a promising business.
Hi. So, for me at least, some of my favorite episodes were the team-up episodes. So you guys teamed up with Time Force. What was your relationship like with all of those cast members? And specifically for Allison, you had a love-hate relationship with Dan Southworth on the show. What was it like interacting with him in real life?
Dan and I are buddies. I think Taylor, I think flirting with anybody, I think was shocking, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think he was the perfect character for them to pair them together. They as people, they're awesome. They're amazing actors. I think they really elevated us. Yeah, I think we had a great time working with them. They're a sweet bunch of people and very professional.
Michael Copon and I are actually cousins.
What? I didn't know that.
Just kidding. Like fourth cousins. When you're Filipino, you're cousins with all the other Filipinos. So, I'm sure I have some cousins in this room.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I have a question for Amit that I've been wondering for a long time. I wanted to hear it from the source. Prior to working on Power Rangers, you had the distinction of being a fairly well-known fan online with the, if I recall correctly, the Power Rangers Online archives. What was your process of getting involved with the show directly?
That's a very good question. So, for those who don't know, I was a fan, grew up watching the show. And I was a big fan. I made a little website. Here's the funny part. I kept that a secret when I interviewed because I didn't want to scare them thinking I was some super fan. So it never came up in the early stages. And I like to think it helped inform my writing just because I really care about this property and these characters, and wasn't just a job. It was I think it helped the craft of writing. Though I kept it secret, so it didn't really open any doors.
Yeah, I will say also that back when I was 13 and my only internet access was the library. That was actually one of the few first sites I visited.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I do think the climate has kind of changed a bit, that I would recommend to anyone, make a website like that, you know? Become an expert on a topic that interests you. Like with Power Rangers, it was the early stages of the internet. There wasn't a whole lot out there. Mm-hmm. And I kind of accidentally became something of an expert, you know, with my little website. And it was like a early version of Wikipedia, where instead of Wikipedia, which has like an unlimited number of articles, this had several hundred or several thousand. And I updated all of them myself, which was a ridiculous task, but it was a great hobby. It's a good creative exercise, working web design, working with images, Photoshop, writing. I would highly recommend it to anyone. I might do it again. Who knows?
Thank you very much. Anybody else got any questions coming up? Let's see. We got about another 5-10 minutes before we wrap things up. Here we come again. All right, we got a line foreman again.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What up?
Good. I have a question for you guys in general. How has your portrayal of a ranger affected your community directly in a positive way? And would you say that the ultimate joy of being a Power Ranger is all the joy you bring to other people, from portraying the character?
What was the last part of it?
Would you say that the ultimate joy of being a Power Ranger is the positive impact that it has and these lasting effects it has on people, to make a positive change in their life?
I have a really cool story. I run manage two restaurants, same family owned. It was just a couple of years ago. I was actually walking by a table, and there was a kid, two parents and one kid, and he had his little TV, whatever. Walked by, and it was our season on right there. And I'm not lying to you, there it is. And I look over there, and I look at the parents, and I'm like, I know that guy right there. And then they turned around, and they went, whoa! Oh my God, no! I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh my God, and the kids just kind of like going back, watching, but the parents were just in all shocked. It was just that random time, walk by.
That perfect timing.
And they're like, and I'm like, hey, let me get a picture with them. They're like, oh my gosh, yeah. And they were just the happiest people you could ever imagine, and that to me was awesome. And you just, anytime you can put a smile on a kid's face and make their day a lot better, knowing what you can provide from your past, what you've done, that makes me happy.
That's great. That's great.
You guys sharing your stories about how we helped you through tough times, I think that's pretty great. Us knowing that you were having a rough time in school, or you just needed a friend and you could come home and we were your friends. Most people don't experience that. I think we're really blessed to know that our season helped some people through tough times. So that was really cool.
If I could add to that a little bit, because back when we were cast, remember we were all actors, struggling actors, searching, like many other people, searching for their calling and their purpose. And so the blessing to be cast in a show as enormous as Power Rangers is indescribable. So then to hear how we made an impact on people's lives just tops it off. And so to finish that up, I was thinking when listening to Allison and her words is, in a way, now you're doing that for us, because we're able to come to conventions like this and to meet you and to sell autographed headshots or photo ops. You're helping keep our dream alive. So again, it's that teamwork. It's just not the team of the Power Rangers, but it's the team of the Power Ranger family, which includes all of you here. So I wanted to just say thank you for that.
Thank you.
I feel really stingy. I'm up here again. First, I want to say, Jessica, you are responsible for my wife liking Power Rangers. I have been watching for years. I was like, you got to watch. They got some cool girl Rangers. She's like, no, I don't want to. So now she loves Power Rangers. Thank you. She's in school to be a doctor, and she's working, and she still comes home, cooks, cleans, she does it all. My question to you would be, how did Alyssa go to school, take a yoga class, beat the crap out of Max and Danny, practice her father's fighting style, and keep a 4.0 grade point average?
You still do it.
You were that's like multitasking at its finest.
All make-believe. Oh, she's still doing it today, actually.
It's kind of my life today, yeah.
I follow a lot of you guys on social media, and you are always busy. You're always doing something.
I can't sit still. I got it from my mom. So I always have to be doing something. But, maybe Amit can describe or, say why I never slept. I don't sleep today either, I guess, in real life.
Are you a vampire? Alyssa was OP. OP. Overpowered.
Okay. And dude,
Small but mighty.
I still owe you a beer.
Let's do it, brother, whenever you want.
What about me?
Drew's like, what about me?
Beers for everybody.
Yeah! I like that one.
At the prom.
That was funny.
I have a question for the writer. If you were to rewrite the series in order to redeem the villain, what do you think would have taken for him to turn the other cheek, so to speak, to become good?
Wasn't he good already?
No, he became Master Org.
I think, well, where he went wrong was he was fascinated with studying about the animarium and using its powers, to harm people, to try to take over the world. I think in order for him to be good and for him to redeem himself, he would need to use that knowledge for something beneficial. So the discovery of this ancient society is something that would be amazing. It would change all life on Earth. But as Jindrax and Toxica showed, orgs are not fated to be evil. They can make their own decisions. They can rebel. And unfortunately, Master Org Victor Adler chose not to. But yeah, it would be a tough road for him, and he'd probably have to fight all those general orgs like Nazor and Retinax, who were committed to just evil. But yeah, that would be very interesting if he could have stood up to them and defeated them and led the orgs on a better path.
Thank you.
All right, so that's about it for our Wild Force panel. Let's give a good round of applause to our lovely guests.